Hello, this is Ricky Pound with another video on European ceramics. Today I'm going to focus on a particular symbol or type of Meissen porcelain, and that is the Pug Dog and Freemasonry. And some of you may already know that Freemasonry and the Pug Dog were linked together very much in the 18th century through an organisation called the Mops Orden, or the Order of the Pug. Now, this was a Masonic organisation which was quite unusual because it accepted both male and female Freemasons, while traditional Freemasonry, or should I say the Freemasonry that came from England, was predominantly male. So to have female Freemasons in lodges was something that was particularly unusual. But in Saxony, in modern day Germany, that's exactly what you had, the creation of the Mops Orden, and it was a Masonic organisation that would continue to grow and was much more long-lived than previously thought. Now, because of the early rituals, which were quite strange, many thought this was a joke organisation, a joke Masonic organisation, but recent research has shown it was a lot more serious than people first thought, and it lived on for approximately 100 years, and it extended its boundaries as well into other European countries. But predominantly we'll be looking today at Freemasonry and Masonic figures and symbolism within Saxony itself. Now, the Papal Bull of 1738 forbid Freemasons and Catholics basically practicing the art of Freemasonry. However, the Papal Bull was largely ignored, apart from in countries where which was predominantly Catholic and had the Inquisition. So obviously Italy and countries like Portugal, where the Inquisition could arrest Freemasons, they could torture, they could try them to get at the so-called secrets of Freemasonry. Now, really as a result of this, we have the Mops Orden, or the Order of the Pugs, using the symbol of the Pug Dog. And the symbol of the Pug Dog become really a symbol against the Papal Bull. And you start to see at this particular time, from around 1740, figures in Masonic outfits linked with Pug Dogs. So they become one of the same in many respects. So what I'm going to show you today are some of the symbols of the so-called Mops Orden. Although the Freemason that you can see in front of me at the moment, which you can see the Pug and the Meissen, this is a 20th century example. Those examples from the 1740s can fetch tens of thousands of pounds. They are predominantly by Candler, and they are incredibly rare and incredibly expensive. So the first one I'm going to show you is this one. It's incredibly heavy. I'm going to see if I can get them as close as possible. It's absolutely beautifully potted and painted. Now this one's 20th century, but absolutely beautiful. If I can get him close, you can see, for instance, the colours on his clothing are superb. You've got the buttons going down the outside. In the one hand, you've got probably a Masonic document of some description, and then just over here, you've actually got the Pug Dog itself, linking, again, Freemasonry as well with the Pug. And there you've got beautifully coloured eyes as well. You've got this kind of lambskin apron here, and it's blue. Blue was the colour of craft Freemasonry, so we're talking the first 3 degrees of a Freemasonry, known as the Master Mason or craft degrees, the Apprentice Fellow Craft, and ultimately Master Mason. And that is where the expression giving somebody the 3rd degree comes from. If I turn him around, I've got to be very careful because he's very heavy and very fragile. You can see the back there. Again, look at the beautiful pleats on his coat. You've got the tricorn hat, of course, very much associated with the 18th century as well. I'm going to see if I can get him as close as possible to you so you can see that face. That beautiful face. Look how well he's painted. And then if I tip him over, you can see the Meissen cross swords, and we've got some numbers etched onto the bottom. So, very interestingly, I approached Meissen several years ago now to see how much it would be for them to make me a Masonic one of 2 Freemasons, actually, quite a famous one, and they come back with the price of that would be £9,999, which of course I cannot afford, which you could probably buy an original one for that anyway. But anyway, so there he is, absolutely beautiful. I'm just going to go on to 2 others now. These are 19th century examples. The one I'm about to show you is a Pug Dog from approximately 1860. He's absolutely beautiful. Just look at that face. You've even got the colours in the eyes with the fleshy overtones as well. This one is on a stand. You can see the beautiful colouring on his back, how it's got a darker stripe running down the centre of his back. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. There you go. And if I turn him over, you can see the cross swords of the 18th century. Now these cross swords, they've got little globes on the hilts, or globs as I call them. This is something you saw in early Freemasonry till about 1740, and then they get dropped and they reappear around 1860. And this one has actually also got some, and it's very difficult to see here, but if I move it around, you've got some scrolls going down here as well, numbers, etc, etc. So we know that this one is a genuine one. And of course you have to be very careful when you're looking at Meissen, any kind of Meissen, for fakes and forgeries, because the cross sword is the most imitated mark in all of European porcelain. So just be careful of that. And another one which is rarer than that one, and I'll tell you why, is this beautiful one. And the reason why this one is rarer is because you've got the little puppy as well. So there you've got his mother. There she is. And then just peeking out beneath her feet is her little baby. Again, on the base of this you've got the cross swords. You've got various numbers as well. Again, we know this is original because of the use of the numbers and the way that they appear as well. So this one, in terms of date, is probably quite similar to the other one. So we're talking 1850, 1860, at most probably 1870. And of course, one of the symbols that's really associated with Meissen is the Pug Dog. I didn't mention, I don't think earlier, but Mops means pug in German. So we're talking the Order of the Mops Orden. We're talking the order of basically the Pug Dog. I'm just going to put them back. Now, if you're interested in learning more about the pug in Freemasonry and in Meissen, there are some great books you can get. This is the first one, although I have to say I think this is in German. But I think you might get it in English as well. But anyway, there you go. Courtly Companions, Pugs and Other Dogs in Porcelain, and so forth. And it's just beautiful. As you can see here, I'm flicking through. You've got various Pug Dogs, which of course Meissen specialised in. Another one, which is even more beautiful, and this one's in English, is this one. A book called Porcelain Pugs, A Passion. And again, this is so beautifully illustrated. I can show you some of the pages, for instance, inside. And there's a whole section on there on Freemasonry. But the one I really recommend if you want to see the relationship between the Order of the Pug and Freemasonry is this, Freemasonry and the Visual Arts, which is full of latest research considering and evaluating the Order of the Pug in the European Enlightenment, and it comes to a number of conclusions. Firstly, it is not a joke organisation, it's one that should be taken quite seriously, and secondly, that a lot of the females that were Freemasons within the Mops Orden were married to prominent Freemasons in other lodges, or they were their brothers, etc. But also that some of these lodges weren't just Catholic, they also had Protestants within them as well. So in many ways, as proper lodges should be, they should be apolitical, with just the idea of a universal deity without the trappings of things like Christianity, etc. So I do recommend this particular book, and it's called, the chapter is called, there we go, it is The Order of the Pug and Meissen Porcelain, Myth and History. I'll just get that up there for you to see for a few seconds longer. And that is today's talk on Meissen, and in particular the Pug Dog and Freemasonry. Thank you.